All right, so special guest with me. She goes by the name of Maeta. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Now, we were having some technical difficulties on this Zoom right now. Technology, but it's what we got to do right now during this time. But at least it lets me link up with you. So let's get into it. I basically just want to get a little familiar with you. You got the song "Teen Scene" that we were on. I really like the vibe of that song. We'll go into it a little bit more, but you're from Indianapolis, Indiana, correct?
Yes. Yes.
So the reason I bring that up is because I'm actually like a big Michael Jackson fan. As you can see, I have like his tattoos all over me. And,
Nice.
and he's from Gary. He's from Gary, Indiana. So I got to ask you, have you ever been to Gary, Indiana?
I've driven through it a billion times. It's very, very north. It's like almost not even Indiana. It's so close to Chicago. But I've been through it a billion times. That's like the only place, whenever I mention that I'm from Indiana, that's the only place people know. And it's because of Michael Jackson. But I've definitely been through it, but I've never like visited for real.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I always see the house and I'm always like, does anybody live there still? Or is it, I just want to drive by and see it one of these days.
I know. I should too. I haven't seen it either.
All right, so how did you become up in the game? Were you just starting off at a young age singing? Was it something that you always wanted to do? Was it just a hobby and it turned into something serious?
I've always been singing since I was little. My family always had music playing, so music was just always around me. And I think that I knew that that's what I was going to do. And then when I was around 7, I saw Leona Lewis singing Bleeding Love. I was like watching her music video on TV. And for some reason, I just wanted to be her so bad. Like, I idolized her. So that's kind of how I got into singing and wanting to be an artist. And since then, that's the career path that I chose. I've never had a plan B. And thank God it's working out. But that's always, like, since I was 7 years old, that's what I wanted to do. And I just stuck with it.
Definitely. Now, I heard that you actually tried out for like American Idol and The Voice and America's Got Talent. How was that experience? I always wanted to know, like, because we just see all the edits on TV and stuff like that, but I'm sure it's a lot more to that.
So much. So when I did The Voice, that was when I got like the deepest into a show. And that's kind of when I realized I'm not doing shows ever again. It was so crazy. Like, I don't want to expose them or anything, but like there's so much more that they put into it and so much planning that you don't realize when you watch it. Like the outfits were picked, the songs were chosen by us. Like I was there for a month in Burbank, California. We had to stay in a hotel. We couldn't leave. There was like reporters that would come and try to like get information out of us, like who were the contestants for the next season. It was crazy, but it was a lot bigger of a process than I thought it was.
What's the furthest you got on any of the shows?
I actually did The Voice. I didn't get a chair turn, so they didn't air my audition, which I'm grateful for now. But yeah, that's probably the furthest. But every other thing, I never made it.
You know, that footage is probably going to get leaked one of these days, right? You know that, right?
If it does, I will die. I was so terrified. Oh my God. So I literally lose sleep over that. That's like one of my biggest fears.
By the way, congratulations on your signing with Roc Nation. That's huge.
Thank you.
How did you get that call, or how did that come about? What was that day like for you?
So Omar, who is my A&R and he's now co-president of Roc Nation, found me on Instagram, and I think he just watched a few covers and liked what he heard or whatever, and then he flew to Indiana. We got dinner. I didn't think anything was going to happen because I had been meeting with labels forever since I was like 15 and nothing ever came out of it. So I was kind of just over it at that point. So I didn't really have any expectations, but we went to dinner and then a few weeks later I was signed and now I'm here.
Speak a little bit about the project.
Habits I started 2 years ago. It's about toxic relationships and kind of my journey since I left Indiana when I was 18 and moved to LA. I just got into a lot of stuff that I was new to, and it was just a lot for me. I went through some really dark times, and the project kind of takes you through that and this toxic relationship I was in at the time and just every aspect of that. And it was honestly kind of like therapy for me. So the project got me through those 2 years, and now it's out, and I hope it does the same for other people.
Definitely. So you got the new single, Toxic. You kind of just talked about that right now.
Mhm.
Is that based off, that's personal experience, right? I'm assuming.
Yes.
And this is just a bad relationship you had.
Yes. Yes. I think that I could be the toxic one too, but there was just a relationship I was in when I just kept going back to this person and they were so bad
Mhm.
for me. And it was really my first relationship I've ever been in. So I was kind of new to everything and just trying to figure it out. But yeah, I was in a really, really dark place at one time trying to figure out how to deal with this. So a lot of these songs are inspired by that.
Definitely. How was the move from, Indiana to California? I mean, that's got to be almost like a culture shock, right? I mean, just that, not only the move, but just the scene is different, right?
Mm-hmm. It was, I don't think that I realized how hard it was going to be because I was so excited to leave Indiana. I had been dreaming of leaving Indiana forever. That's all I
Yeah.
wanted to do. But when I got to LA, it's like, damn, I actually have to pay rent and I have no friends here. And I know like one person. So I was excited, but once I got there, it just hit me. And I was really, really kind of just depressed and trying to figure out my life for almost a year. And thank
Yeah.
God now I'm a little more comfortable and I have friends and I like my apartment. I have a dog. Like I feel like it's kind
Yeah.
of home now. But at one
Yeah.
point it was hard,
Yeah.
but I think it was worth it.
Yeah, I mean, coming out here, just the prices of everything, it's a lot more expensive out here. But
Mm-hmm.
like what I always like to tell people is like we kind of just pay for the weather. That's kind of like what we pay for out here. Yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
that's what you get.
Yeah, because I could be paying like 1/4 of what I pay now if I was in Indiana, but I don't think I'd do that because I'd rather be here. But yeah, you're right.
Definitely. All right, so I got to ask you, who's somebody that that you're looking to maybe work with in the future, whether that's a producer or another artist? Who is like your dream collaboration?
The two I always say is John Mayer because I grew up listening to him. My family, he was always playing in the house. So it's kind of just like a childhood dream. And then also SZA. She followed me on Instagram like a year and a half ago and I love her so much. So we
Yeah,
kind of like engage with each other on Instagram every once in a while. So I think that that's
yeah,
closer than I think it is. But those are like my two.
that's dope. Well, it's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen for you.
Yes.
All right, so yeah, you got the teen scene. Really like the record, Toxic, new single. You got the project Habits. It's out now. Any last plugs before I let you go, or anything that we need to be looking out for?
Habits out now. You can follow me on Instagram at Maeta's World, which is Maetas and then World. Listen to Habits. Go watch my music videos. I just did like a Vivo performance last week. That's out. So watch that. Just I don't know anything Maeta related. Just go watch it.
Definitely. Well, I appreciate you tapping in with me, Maeta. Check her out. She's dope. Her style's dope. Relatable music, definitely. And I appreciate you for checking in with me.
Thank you for having me. Sorry about the connection.
It's all good. We'll make it work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Peace.
Bye.